we basically interviewed 2 flooring companies, 2 architects, 4 general contractors that also had flooring and architects in their bids, a couple custodial companies. So in the end, we've gotten bids from more than 10 different companies for varying services. And I don't think we were expecting to get bids that were literally 3 times what our budget was. So we had to do some really fast, deciding what was a want and what was a need to get our scope down to a reasonable amount for the budget that we had.
In the end, we picked Scott Greer from Greer Contracting. And one of the best things about Scott was that he really got what we were trying to accomplish from the very beginning. We went with Spectra Contract Flooring, and Beth and Megan from Spectra have been great throughout the entire process. Their design recommendations have been really good.
So I have more or less taken the same role as I do with the company, which is just watching the finances and setting the budgets, asking for proposals and bids, and then monitoring any value engineering that we need to do to stay within budget, and letting the other people that have a better knowledge of the actual process take on that.
Typically, every day I get up and I'm here at 8 o'clock and I watch the contractors come in and I check behind them and make sure that everything is done. And do a lot of walking around, taking pictures for John, keeping everybody updated, and making sure everything's in the right spot of where it's supposed to be.
When we did a survey of our staff back before we started the build-out process, the main thing that we got from all of them was they wanted color. They didn't want gray walls. We wanted to have a nice lounge that was inviting both for staff and for clients. And we just overall wanted to give it a fresh look. Mary Ann was really responsible for the color palette throughout the entire building, the paint colors as well as the flooring. Her insight in the color palette of the entire building has been invaluable. I have feared the phone call coming from David in one of his trips here with the "uh-oh, we're in trouble, we found something out," and it's never come. Everything is run really smooth.
What does happen many times is I wake up suddenly in the morning and I realize, oh my God, we didn't account for this, or maybe that light should be somewhere else. And so these things are popping into my mind in the middle of the night and I wake up. But I've been sleeping pretty good because I don't have to worry about the budget. That's John's job.
I've heard so many horror stories from people about doing build-outs and construction and contractors and how long it takes and how they nickel and dime you. And we really haven't had that at all. It's been a really smooth process and actually been really enjoyable.
I think the next fun milestone is going to be when we start to see what some of the build-out work looks like, and it begins to get its finishes on it. It starts to look more like us.
It's very dusty in here. I can't stand the dust, and it's hot, and I want to turn the air conditioning back on.